Mediterranean Diet for Beginners, a concise guide, and proven Mediterranean recipes for lasting weight loss. Written by Mike Edwards. Narrated by Dean Wright.
Chapter 1. How will the Mediterranean diet benefit you? For many people, foods like lasagna, gyros, pizza, rack of lamb, and loaves of white bread are what makes up the Mediterranean diet, most likely because this is what they eat when they visit a Mediterranean country. We tend to think of long, wine-filled lunches with many courses, and this is what the original Mediterranean diet was like. However, the last 50 years or so have seen a huge change. Mediterranean meals have been pumped full of unhealthy fat and calories, pushing aside the traditional foods of the region. What used to be a very healthy and cheap way of eating is now firmly associated with a range of different diseases: obesity, heart disease, mood disorders, diabetes, and much more besides. And that's not to mention the fact that what used to be a healthy way of eating is now unhealthy and filled with heavy, fatty dishes, at least for the tourist aspects. For the people who live in the Mediterranean, things are different. When World War II had concluded, Ansel Keys from the Mayo Clinic studied the diets of around 13,000 men. All of them were middle-aged, and they lived across the U.S., Italy, Japan, Greece, Finland, the Netherlands, and Yugoslavia. His conclusions were a revelation. American men, very well fed, showed much higher heart disease rates than in any other country that had been struck by the rations and deprivations that took place during the war. The poorest people in Key's study were those men who lived on the Greek island of Crete, and they had, without a doubt, the best heart health of any of those studied. This was down to the physical work they did and their food pyramid, somewhat unique compared to the rest of the world. The food pyramid for the Mediterranean diet is based on the diet traditions from the 1960s in Greece, Crete, and southern Italy. This was a time when chronic disease was at its lowest level in these countries, and life expectancy was much higher than anywhere in the world, despite having a very limited access to medical services. Their diet consisted of homegrown and fresh food, but it wasn't just that. The Mediterranean people exercise daily. They share their meals with others, and they fully appreciate the pleasure of eating the food they have. 8 benefits of a Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet is loaded with benefits, not least the delicious food and wine you get to enjoy on a daily basis. These are the 8 main benefits of the diet. 1. Low sugar and low in processed foods. The Mediterranean diet consists mainly of natural foods and ingredients, such as legumes, olive oil, vegetables, fruits, unrefined cereals, and small amounts of animal products, preferably local sourced and organic. In contrast to a typical Western diet, it has little sugar in it and virtually free from GMO or other artificial ingredients such as HFCS, high fructose corn syrup. If you have a sweet tooth, the Mediterranean diet provides amply with fruits and homemade desserts that use honey for natural sweetness. Aside from vegetation-based foods, the diet also has another staple: local caught fresh fish, and small amounts of cheeses and yogurts made from sheep, cow, or goat milk. These provide an excellent and healthy way to get healthy fats and healthy cholesterol into your diet. Sardines, anchovies, and other similar fish are central to the diet and are eaten more than meat products. While the people of the Mediterranean are not vegetarian, the diet consists of small amounts only of meats and other heavier foods, opting instead for lighter and healthier meals that include fish. This is highly beneficial for those who want to shed some weight and improve their health in terms of heart health, cholesterol, and their intake of omega-3 fatty acids. 2. Lose weight healthily. The Mediterranean diet promotes healthy weight loss without leaving you hungry and helps you to maintain your new weight in a realistic and sustainable way for the rest of your life. The Mediterranean diet enjoys huge success around the whole world with people who want to lose weight, as it helps you to reduce your intake of fat in a natural and easy way, thanks to the amount of nutrient-dense foods that you eat. The Mediterranean diet is not a strict one and is open to a small measure of interpretation. Some people prefer to cut their carbs, their proteins, or stay somewhere in the middle, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?